Hey everybody, we're getting ready to explore what else is in my pack, what I've got, how I've got it packed, and just looking at all the other stuff. I've already done the Big 3 video as well as the clothing and technology videos, so let's dive right in. So based on the shakedown, I just wanted to show you some of the changes I've made to my gear, my original gear set. First off, the folks that ran the shakedown actually told me to change out these fingerless gloves, which I was going to use for my poles throughout the entire season. They said change these out and actually go with more of a winter liner type glove. So these are the Outdoor Research winter gloves, or small liner. They're waterproof. They have the sensing pads on the front, so I can still make videos and utilize my phone. So that's what I've switched my gloves out to. That's my liner gloves. I've still got the heavy glove. Also added a wallet. I had used a plastic bag, but went ahead and added this, I think it's Chicken Tramper. So it's a very light wallet, but keeping things like my senior citizen card for the state or the national parks, along with some cash, credit card identification, and probably an insurance card. The other thing which was given to us at the shakedown was this safety cloth, which I believe you can get from the ATC. It has a lot of good facts on it, but nice blaze orange. So if I need a little bit more, since I will be out there during hunting season, want to make sure I've got a few pieces of orange if I need it. But I'll use this as a sweat cloth. It'll be attached to my pack. I only had the socks that I was wearing and my sleep socks, so recommended another pair of heavy socks that I can switch out, so in case they get wet, the ones I'm wearing get wet, I've got an extra pair. One thing I didn't realize, so I bought this small metallic SH Vivic whistle, and which worked pretty well, and put it on, and they suggested, and I noticed that metal whistles will actually start to rust on the trail because of the water. And because I've hiked with this so many times in Florida, it's already started rusting here. So this is out. And so this new whistle from Amazon, very inexpensive, but they also recommended having a very small compass of some kind. So it's a bonus that it's in the whistle. But then I've also got a small thermometer. So that's redundant thermometers, but one I can keep on me that I can reference when I'm hiking. The other one will be on the back of my pack, so that'll be what I use at night or during the day when I'm stopped. But whistle for emergencies. And then also, depending on what may happen, if I need to grab some warmth really quick, I've got this emergency blanket as well as a fire starter and lighter inside. So that's the one. And then finally, from the technology videos, I wanted to switch out my selfie stick tripod piece with a new remote, and that's what I'm using. I'm using the remote right now to film this video, but this one actually extends a lot farther. I think it's 42 inches, and it fits my iPhone very well. It has a larger expansion, so I can really open this thing up. So that is all the changes that were made. I did pretty well in the shakedown. I was pretty excited about that. So I've made some good gear choices apparently. So there you go. Starting on the back side, this is where I keep my Crocs, which I discussed in the clothing video, so we're not going to talk about those. I have this little tag here that's an identifier. It is a polar bear on one side and polar bear AT 2023. This was made by a gentleman out of the Ukraine, so felt like we were supporting Ukraine in a very tiny way for the trek. So looking at the pockets, this first main pocket on the back is where I keep my rain gear, so my frog togs, as well as my Sunday afternoon hat, my Six Moon Designs umbrella. This is one thing I'm not sure if I'm going to continue to hold on to, but I'm going to try it out starting off. Some of the thru hikers said that they were valuable, and some said get rid of it. So at the end of the day, we decided we would try it out. And then I have a pack cover. Again, something else because I have a liner in my pack. Not sure how long that'll stay with me, but right now I'm carrying it with me. Could be packing my fears. I'm really trying to protect myself from a lot of rain. You'll see a lot of double and triple protection from water. But all right, moving to the side. Oh, that's everything in there. Yeah. Also on the back, I have 2 safety pins, good for attaching socks or anything else that needs to dry out while I'm hiking, and a small thermometer that I'll look at probably inside the tent as I'm getting up, so I can really judge how cold it is before I hit the trail. I'm going to unsnap the back just to get the pad out of the way, which we discussed as part of my sleep system, but it's also conveniently located so I can use it as a sit pad or actually to stretch out during the day if I need to straighten my back out or whatever. So looking to the side pocket where I keep my tent poles. I'm going to leave them in the bag for now, but and that's only because there's a small pole that's separate from the rest. I want to make sure I keep them all together. So tent poles, my 1 liter smart water bottle, which is next to my 2 liter CNOC bladder, which is what I'll collect my water in, and then I'll filter it into the 1 liter, and I will also add at least 1 750 milliliter smart water bottle. And then finally, my filter of choice is a Sawyer Squeeze, and I'm keeping it in the bag so a little bit of water that might still be in it stays in the bag and doesn't get all over anything. This will be something I'm sleeping with on the trail because of the cold temperatures. I want to make sure that it doesn't freeze and ruin. So looking at the other pocket on this side, this is my poop kit, basically. So I'll open this up and we'll see what's inside this bag. So inside my hygiene kit or my poop kit, I have my trowel to dig my cat holes. I have a little bit of toilet paper, but I'm going to be utilizing the bidet. This hooks up to a water bottle, an unfiltered water, and you basically spray yourself off. And then I have some wipes and cleansing towels just in case. And then to battle any kind of chafing, I have the Body Glide outdoor chafing. Basically, it's similar to like a deodorant. And all of this fits inside this 3 liter Osprey waterproof bag. So that'll be on the outside of my pack. That's my poop kit. The only piece that's not a part of this group is attached to the outside of my pack, and that's the hand sanitizer. So when you're done, you utilize the hand sanitizer. So just wanted to mention that. Turning to the back, all kinds of fun stuff. We have the Garmin, which was part of the tech video. So the Garmin, one thing that I do is instead of cutting my straps, I actually bind them up with rubber band. And that's so that I can really dial in the length I want on them. And it's been pretty flexible, so I'm not sure I'm gonna cut them, or I was gonna even wrap them in black duct tape. But I really like the way that these give you a little bit of leverage and texture when you try to pull and tighten. So I'm not sure, I think I'm gonna start off this way. I have my whistle and also inside these pockets. Let me see if there's anything in here. I keep my head net in here. So that's in that pocket. And let's move. I have my Purell bottle right here. So the 2 belt pockets, the one on the right side has my first aid kit, which we'll open this pouch and explore that. Okay, this is what's inside my first aid kit. Starting off, I've got a couple of deep wood off pads, basically to wipe yourself down. Starting off early in the year, I'm not expecting to have a lot of biting insects, but just in case, I've got a couple of wipes just to get me through for a short duration until I can get to a town. Have some emergency for if I'm starting to feel a cold coming on. I can take a couple of these. Of course, the ever popular and most important thing is Advil. I'll probably take that on a regular basis. I also have alcohol prep pads, so in case I get a cut and I need to clean off the site, I'll have the alcohol pads. Hydrocortisone cream in case I am bit by something and I need to relieve the itch. That'll take care of that. Some hand cleansing wipes, so if I'm really dirty and I need to repair a wound or work on a wound, I can clean off really quickly. I have a small size Band-Aid, as well as 2 large Band-Aids, and then also 2 butterfly Band-Aids. I have a tick key, so if I do find a tick that's embedded, I can pull the tick. And also, if I have a cut, I've got some Bactration ointment, which will help to keep the cut clean and help it heal. And then, based on some of the foods that we eat, the heavy and rich foods that might be in town, I've got a small thing of Tums. Don't usually need that, but just in case. And then I have some toe separators, so in case I'm getting bad blister in between toes, which I'm not anticipating, or if I need to splint a toe because I might have kicked it, I've got these toe separators. I also have some Benadryl for allergic reactions to bee stings or anything else, especially if I'm attacked by cats. I'm highly allergic to cats, so you gotta be aware of those cat attacks. Also some Imodium, just in case, based on the foods that we eat or any kind of reactions that I might have from who knows what. And then I have some doxycycline, which is prescribed by a doctor. I talked to him, told him about the ticks, and he gave those to me as a preventative. So if I find a tick that's been embedded for more than 24 or 36 hours, I'd start to take those, which would be the treatment for Lyme disease as well. That's the medicine, so I could be ahead of the game and maybe stay ahead of it and not have to come off the trail. So that's my first aid kit. I think it's a little heavy, but it's what I'm going to take with me. And the left side is where I will keep my trekking gloves and then anything else I want to grab quick. So moving to the interior. On top I have my tent and my tarp and my pegs and ground cloth. So that's all where I can grab them when I first get to camp. I don't put them in the bags that they came with, only because I think it's added weight, and I think they're well protected by being inside the top of the pack. Then I utilize the liner, which I mentioned in the Big 3 video. So I have the 6 Moon Design liner, which goes with the pack. First on top, we have the cook kit, which is the Toke 750. And inside my Tokes, I also have my cup, which I'll utilize for coffee. So it's pop out coffee. I got this off of Amazon. And it's made by Sea to Summit. So it's a Sea to Summit mug. So gotta have my coffee. Inside the Tokes, my orange bandana, along with the BSR small stove, or the BRS small stove, my fuel, as well as a small lighter. So there you go. I keep the spoon inside of my food bag. We'll probably open up the food bag in a different video. Next, I have it's kind of my miscellaneous bag. Inside here we have only 3 different items. I have my repair kit, which we're going to explore. Inside the repair and miscellaneous bag, we have some tenacious tape and patches for air mattress, as well as the tents. Anything that might need some patching is right there. Also some duct tape. And then I have some aqua tabs, which in case my filter does get messed up from the cold, I'll be able to filter water with these tabs, at least on a temporary basis. I have a spare mini light, and I have just a tiny bit of cord, which would work for my tent or the pegs, for a guideline, a small guideline. Also have extra earplugs, some crazy glue, just a little bit of crazy glue, which can be used as first aid as well as fixing equipment. Also have this sports cap for my smart water bottles so that I can back flush the filter. I have a couple of zip ties, so in case I need to hold something together, could be an equipment issue or something on my pack. I've got these as a quick repair. I keep a desiccant bag inside this pouch or this Ziploc, primarily to try to keep things as dry as possible, even though most of this stuff doesn't need that. So that's the repair and miscellaneous bag. I keep a knee strap for the downhill. Sometimes my knees get a little worn down going downhill. And then the last thing in this bag is my technology, which we've already covered. So we won't go through that bag. So in the lower section of the pack is where I keep my Big Agnes pad, my Q-Core pad, and my clothing bag. Inside my clothing bag, we've gone through that before, but it's got the puffy in it now, so it's filling it out a little bit more. The only other thing I keep inside the pack in the main compartment is, of course, my quilt. So that is everything in the pack, inside and outside. So there you go, that's the pack. Okay, this is the official weigh-in after the last shakedown, and this is everything minus food, fuel, water. There we go. $19.36. Ear plugs. Ugh.